Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Let's get into it. So we got three lovely ladies here on a panel today. We're going to talk dating relationships. And these three ladies actually happen to be all from Bumble. So I was swiping. I made a No Fugazi Bumble account. And I'm like, hey, any ladies want to be on the podcast? We're going to talk dating and relationships. Swipe right. So these three lovely ladies all swipe right. And we're here today and we're going to talk. So can you introduce yourself starting here with your name, your age, and where you're from?
My name's Margaret. I'm 23 and I'm from Bethlehem.
Nice, Margaret. And what's your dating status? You're obviously single since you're on Bumble.
Single. Yeah.
Okay.
Very single.
Nice. And what do you do for a living?
I do hair.
You do hair?
Yep.
Okay. You work in Bethlehem?
I do. I work on Main Street, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. And yourself?
My name's Ashley. I'm 23 and I'm from Allentown.
And you just celebrated a birthday, right?
Yeah.
Hey, okay. That's what's up. And what do you do for a living?
I work with kids.
Work with kids. And you're single.
Uh-huh.
Single AF or just single?
Just single.
Just single? Got somebody somewhere lingering around?
I guess, yeah.
I guess. All right. And no ladies is never really single. You always got someone in the back seat, right?
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
To pull out when there's a lonely night. All right. Yourself?
My name's Diana. I am Generation X. I'm not gonna just gonna leave it at that. As far as age is concerned.
Can I please have your age, Diana? For the podcast purposes and for data purposes. 46.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And yes, I'm single.
And you're single. And what did you say you do for a living?
I'm an artist and a tarot card reader. So
Nice.
yeah.
Tarot card reader. So
Yeah.
a witch.
Yes.
We got a witch on the podcast. So
I'm so excited about that.
you're excited about the witch?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know. Oh, you know what? If we come back again, I'll bring my cards next time, and we
You'll
can
bring your
talk about
cards?
them in relation to dating and stuff. Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I literally have crystals in my pocket right now.
Yeah. I
You have crystals in your pocket.
Oh, I didn't.
So you see, ladies, we got a witch. We got someone here with crystals. We got a lot of interesting individuals on the panel today. So let's get right into it with the first question. So since all of you ladies was on Bumble and you was on there for a purpose, tell me, why were you on Bumble?
Okay, so I feel
Well, actually, why were you on? No, not even why. What were you looking for on Bumble? That's a better question.
okay, so like 3 months ago, I had this like 6-month window where I was like, I'm not going to go on any apps. I'm just going to focus on myself, do my thing, whatever. And then about 2.5-3 months ago, I like got back on all of the apps. I like re-downloaded, revamped all my profiles. And I'm not really quite sure what I'm looking for, but I guess I can say I'm just looking for like a companion, which maybe sounds stupid, but I'm not necessarily looking for a relationship right away. But I want something like real and I can spend time with.
Okay. And before I get into the what you're looking for, you said you revamped your page. What
Yeah.
did you revamp about it? Did you take different angles?
I had
What were you doing?
Because I just got back from Miami, so I had all new pictures. Because I try to update my profile like at least every couple of weeks. Like you got to add a new picture, change the order of your pictures, re-answer questions, like switch it up, because you'll know, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, there's like regulars on the apps, so you'll see this.
So you do things to like mess around with the algorithm then?
Switch it up. So if
Switch up the
let's say
algorithm.
you and I matched, or even you saw me a month and a half ago but you didn't swipe, maybe you'll see me again. If you saw the same exact picture, you still might not swipe. But if you see a different picture, me different angle, or I have a new like question prompt that I answered in a different way, you might be more interested in me then.
I didn't even know that. So she got the science down on these dating apps. So she's really finessing the game. Okay. That is, everyone has an understanding of like Instagram, maybe Facebook, but she knows the algorithm for Bumble. Yo, that's interesting. Now, in regards to, what you said you're looking for, can you be more specific in what you're looking for? Are you looking for, so there's a reason why you downloaded an app, and it's the reason why, each individual downloads an app. So would it be for, booty call? Are you actually looking for something long-term? Are you just looking for a vibe?
I would say definitely the second one. Like
the second one. You're looking for the vibes.
Because if I match with somebody and I can tell that they're just like a hookup person, I'm like, okay, like this is so bad. Like maybe I'll like keep them in the mix if that's ever something I'm looking for. But then if I match with somebody else and I'm like, okay, I see on their profile like looking for a long-term relationship.
Got you.
Maybe this is someone who I'll actually like ask them out on a date, or like see if they ask me out on a date and like take it more seriously.
So you pretty much put guys in certain departments. So it's like if the guy is giving off certain cues, like he only wants box, you're gonna be like, you in box. I know I could have you anyway, so I'll pull you out if I need you. You kind of do it like that.
This is so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
so bad.
Yes, yeah. See, if you wonder, guys, she's speaking womanese, but I kind of caught on to this already. Okay, cool. That's interesting. And Ashley, yourself?
I just went on because I was bored. There's really no like special reason. I mean, I was talking to someone before that I met at a bar, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll work out because it wasn't off a dating app. It didn't really matter.
Didn't really matter.
So now I'm just swiping left and right.
Swiping left and right. Okay. So would you say vibes then?
Yeah. I just see like, because, you kind of know if you want to just like fuck someone or if you just want to actually go on a date. And then, yeah.
Question. Okay. So for the guys that you just want to smash, right? The guys that you just want to smash, if they're honest about it, would you disqualify them? No. So like, for example, say you're attracted to a guy. He slides. Well, in Bumble, you have to message them first, the guys first, right? So you message him first, and then he's like, yo, you are gorgeous. Let's link up tonight. Yo, come through. But like, and you find him arousing physically, would you disqualify him and put him into the department of sex only because he already played his cards? See what I'm saying? Like if a guy shows his cards too soon, then you know what he wants. You know his intentions. So then do you put him in a department like how she does? Yeah, or do you?
I would.
I figure that girls do that.
Yeah, I would do that. I would just be like, let me see if I can fit you into my schedule.
Yeah. So guys, don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't ever play your cards too quick when you're talking to girls. Don't ever seem like you want the boxes. Always probably best to seem like you don't really want the box, because as you see, girls want the vibe. So, but
also like don't play around and make me think something else, that like you do want something more, because sometimes it's like,
well, that's the game.
Yeah,
that's the game. So if you think about it, right, so like girls kind of communicate like, I'll tell you how guys communicate. When me and Shay's talking, let me get the wide angle, Shay. When me and Shay's chopping it up, right, we speak about, yo, what you doing today? We doing this, and boom, boom, and it ends here. Okay, yeah, I'll meet you there, bro. That's how the conversation goes. So it's like start and finish. When girls communicate, it's like, hey, girl, what you doing? No, get my hair done. Oh, my gosh, the accident just happened on 44th Street. Oh, for real? Oh, yeah, then I got a college party we going here. And the conversation just goes like this. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in order for guys to be good with girls, the guy has to communicate how girls like to be communicated to. So the guy has to, play the game. Hey, what you doing? Play it smooth. He has to come off charismatic. He has to be nice. He has to be charming. He can't be direct, is what I'm saying. See, me and Shay conversation would be here and there. Yo, I want to do this. I'm doing that. We get it done. When we're communicating with females, since females communicate like this, we kind of got to match that communication. If not, you automatically, throw us in a department. Like I said, like that guy, he was too direct for the box, so you threw him in a department. You feel what I'm saying?
But that doesn't mean that I completely understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
okay, cool.
I completely understand what you're saying. But I also think that you have to be honest.
Yeah, you want to be honest,
you gotta
but
play the game a little bit. Like I feel like the happy medium is like you ask somebody out, maybe on a date, like keep chatting, but on that first date, let it be known that these are the vibes. This is what I'm looking for.
Have you ever asked a guy to fuck before he asked you?
That's
I don't know.
that. We're gonna come back to that. Keep that in mind. I want to get to Diana. Diana. So you're on Bumble. What was your intentions on Bumble? What were you looking for?
Well, I deactivated my account actually, so I'm not really on there anymore. I deleted the app.
You'll be back.
No, I don't think so. I was on there initially. I had been off of it for a while. I downloaded it and I started talking to a guy because I want a relationship. You know, that's what I want. Like,
okay.
I had all the adventures. I have all the stories to tell. Like, no, I just want somebody that I can count on. That I know is gonna be there. The problem is I is gonna sound, really like conceited, but because of the way I'm built, I tend to attract a lot of men who are only looking to hit it and quit it. They will lie. They will act like they want a relationship with me. They will make me think that, and then they keep me around for about a month. And then when I start to like them, they find whatever reason they can to bounce. So I and that's the recent person. So I'm not on there anymore. I just don't want to waste my time.
Got you. So
I don't want to keep going and having my hopes up, thinking that this person will maybe want to get to know me, but they never fucking do.
Yeah.
So I'm just tired of it. I'm just done. I'm good with my cat.
You're good with the cat. Well, you said a lot there, so let's break it down just like how I did with those two. So basically, you were on there for intentions of looking for something serious. You're 46 years old. You're not really with the games.
No,
you're looking for something serious.
I was their age once.
Facts. So let's get into what you said when, because of how you're shaped, because of how you're built, guys tend to sexualize you. Is pretty much what you said, right? So honestly, Diana, guys, that's guys. It's in male's nature. So guys do whatever you allow. So, for instance, right, if you are talking to a guy, I looked at your Bumble because we matched on there for the podcast.
Right.
You don't have any sexual pictures.
No, but
So let me finish. Like your page is pretty modest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even with a modest page though. So it's when you're speaking to a guy and you have interests in him, and it's the talking phase.
Right.
Guys is always going to angle for linking up, going out on that first date, and guys date with the purpose of having sex. So what I'm saying is you're not special to that. That happens to all females.
I'm not saying that.
You know what I mean?
What I am saying is that I'm tired of these, like, I can't date men my age because they're too busy dating women their age.
Yeah. You know the reason for that?
Their pussy's tighter.
No.
He's got a small one, and he's got a small one. So and she hasn't had as much sex as I have, so she doesn't know all the tricks that I know.
I'll tell you.
Honey, I'm just saying, I got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Diana, I like you.
It's true.
You're very direct.
You can't compare a 23-year-old female with a 46-year-old woman.
Yeah, you can't.
That knows how to do it all.
You can't. But there's
all
actually
of those freaky moves. I know how to do them.
You know how to do them too. I'll tell you the reason why. So women are born with their sexual value. Their dating sexual value. Men, we have to earn our dating sexual value. You know what I mean? So once a woman turns 18, if she's attractive, the world's her oyster. She has many options. Right. When a guy is 18, he's, skinny normally. He's broke. He doesn't have any money. He didn't accomplish anything. And we all know that female looks for certain traits in a guy. Accomplished men, guys that tend to be able to provide things, guys that know females to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So since females are born with their sexual value up front in the beginning, that's your prime years to use that value to get the best guy you can. For the 18-year-old, he can't get those options how the female can get him. The female 18 to 25, she's getting flown out. She's getting, opportunities to be on yachts. She's getting in the club for free. The guy, he doesn't get that. He has to earn it. So he has to work on himself, get in the gym. He has to, make more money. He has to have a strong masculine frame. And about when he's 35, maybe 40 and a little older, maybe he could buy that yacht. You get what I'm saying? Guys don't get on a yacht for free. We actually have to purchase something to have those opportunities. So the reason why those older guys tend to date younger girls is because they finally have the sexual market value of that younger girl. You get what I'm saying? So then they have more options to date those younger females because they worked on themselves to get it. The female, it's up to her to get the guy that she wants at that younger age when her sexual market value is the highest. And then you don't want to let that guy go because as females get older, just because of guys value beauty and youth, their sexual market value tends to go down. It's just natural, like you said. You can't compare.
Well, respectfully, I disagree.
Sure.
That might be the case for some.
Yeah.
I believe as a whole, in general, men don't operate that way. A guy who is 40 dates a girl who is half my age because she's easier to manipulate. She's easier to control. She's not looking for the same type of things that a woman over 35 is looking for. A woman over the age of 35 is looking to settle down, looking for somebody who's secure. She's already seen certain patterns in men she's dated or people that she's dated. So she knows the red flags and she is not easily manipulated. She's not easily controlled. You can't fool me because I already know the game you're playing because it's been played to me before. So you can't control, but a girl half my age who has not had the experiences I have in general might be easier to play those types of games with. And men get off on that because in general, narcissistic people, it's a lot more prevalent in men than it is in women. It really, it's an actual fact.
So let me, I'll tackle both of those. I'll tackle the first, the one about men manipulating women, that's older and they tend to date younger females for manipulation. That's 100% wrong. So it's in men, right? Men are attracted to youth and beauty. It's just in us. That's our biology. So, and also men are attracted to inexperienced. Men and women are total opposites. Women are attracted to experience. That's why younger girls tend to date older guys and older guys tend to date younger girls because we are attracted to inexperience. I'll tell you something real quick, right? Just for a quick example, right? So it seems like females tend to not really understand what men are attracted to. Like if I'm driving a BMW, right, and it's the new class BM or it's the new class Benz, right? If I meet this chick and she gets in it and she's like, "Oh yeah, I've been in one of these," I think that, "Oh, did you just smash a dude? You've been with another nigga that had a BMW." Mm-hmm. So our minds go to inexperience. So when a female actually gets in a Benz and she's like, "Oh, wow, I never been in one of these," that makes the guy feel good. Like, word, yeah. So guys like to be the portal to a woman's world. So we are attracted to inexperienced women so we can show them the world. You get what I'm saying? We build ourselves up to show a female the world that hasn't seen it. We don't build ourselves up to show a woman that been around a block and hit this nigga and been in that car and been on that boat and been in that club. We like, dang, you done been everywhere. Like, what are... On to the next. So it's not that we want to manipulate women. We just naturally aren't attracted to women that had a whole lot of experience. We're attracted to inexperience. So, and not only that, younger women, the more experience you have, the harder it is to be a companionship with you. The harder it is to be coachable because no one's perfect, right? So if I'm speaking to a woman that's older and she's been in multiple relationships, so that's multiple traumas that a nigga already put her through. That's multiple situations she already been through, and she's bringing all that baggage in with me. So if I had a choice as a man, I worked on myself. I became a lawyer. I became a doctor. I became someone of importance. I'm going to choose someone younger because, one, I'm naturally attracted to that.
Older girl has no value?
No, not only that.
Because that's basically what I'm hearing.
No, not only that. It's just that I'm telling you. Just like, okay, I'll give you an example. because the younger girl is unvalued, the older woman is not as valuable. No, that doesn't mean that. It just means that. So, a question for you, Diana. Mm-hmm. Would you prefer a 5'2" guy that makes $30,000 a year, or a 6'4" guy that makes $200,000 a year?
It's not so much about the height for me. It's really about
No, just answer the question. Which one would you prefer?
Because
say if everything was equal. So they treat you well, they got a good vibe, you know, you read their cards, you did the tarot cards on them.
Is broke and the tall guy is not, is what you're saying.
So it's two guys. Tall guy, 6'4", $200,000 a year. Short guy, 5'4", $30,000 a year. They both treat you nice, and the tarot cards that you did on them is good.
I will answer it by telling you my ex-husband is the same height as me. Made absolutely, when I met him, he was making $9 an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
I lived 15 years with that man and had 2 children with him. So I did that already.
So you did that and it didn't work.
Because it turns out he was just as narcissistic as everyone else.
Okay, cool. And so
after him, because I'm like super short.
So
I
usually
get hit up by dudes that are really tall.
Yeah, so pretty much, if I'll answer the question for you, you would choose the guy, if everything is equal, you're going to just choose the guy that has the physical structure that it seems like he could protect and provide for you, because that's what tall men and have money, that's what women are naturally attracted to. It's in your biology. You see how that is in your biology? It's like a preference there that you can't shake it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's that same thing within men. The younger, inexperienced woman is just in us. We can't shake it. You feel what I'm saying? We're naturally attracted to that. It doesn't mean that we won't date a girl that's our age or older.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry to interrupt you. No, but then why is it that one ex of mine is 30 years old? Another one I haven't messed around with him in years, probably 5 years. He's probably close to 30 now. He was 23 when I was with him, and I was about 40.
Yeah.
Or 42 or something like that. Almost, even the father of my children is 3 years younger than me. Like I've always been, it seems like the older I get, the sexier I get to men.
Yeah. So it seems like the older you get, you attract younger guys.
Yes.
Okay.
I always have, but.
Okay. I'll explain that to you, right? I'm going to explain tolerance to you, okay? Because this is, I think, something we all should be speaking, all should know about. So when it comes to tolerance, right? So remember when I said women are born with their sexual market value once they hit 18 and they're out dating? Women, when they're young and have a high sexual market value, they have a lot of options. And when you have a lot of options, you tend to be intolerant of male inadequacies, right? So it's the same for a man. But the man, in order for him to have the ability to be intolerant, he first has to work on himself, because he doesn't have a whole lot of options when he's 18. He can't buy that boat. He can't buy that nice car. He's still working on himself. He doesn't even really understand his own masculinity and stuff like that. So as a man gets older, he works on himself. He becomes the best version of himself. Then he'll have more options. Once a man gets options, he'll have the ability to be intolerant of female inadequacies. So what your experience is that younger guys, they don't have the ability to be intolerant like those older guys are. So they tolerate older females that, that maybe isn't that higher up in the sexual market value. That's the facts of it. I was young. The older girls, guys look at girls, guys, put it like this, make it simple, right? It doesn't matter really what age you are, niggas still gonna hit. Like, niggas is gonna hit. Niggas gonna hit 18 to 50.
Is that I have a low market value, and
sexual market value.
That's what you basically are saying. So that's really hella insulting. Number one,
it's not insulting.
Yes, it is. Number two, I don't think that's the way it works. The truth is, a woman at my age is at her sexual peak, not a woman at her age. a woman once
to a man, Diana.
That's why women my age, and then a guy who's younger, around 18 or 19, I think, is when a guy hits his sexual peak. A woman.
I understand what you're saying, for a woman's standpoint. Yeah, Diana. But look, when men view women, how men view women, you're not at your sexual peak when you're 46. You're at your sexual peak when you're younger, and you can give me kids. So,
but biologically, scientifically,
biologically, what I'm letting you know, biologically, of what men, I'm speaking about the man here, right? Because this is the angle that the confusion that's happening. So I'm speaking about male nature, and male nature is in our biology to just be attracted to young, fertile women that could give us babies, youth, and experience, because then we could show them the world. That's just what we're naturally attracted to. So it's not an insult. I'm literally just giving you the reality on how the male mind works and the male biology. But yeah. Did anyone have any takes? I know you wanted to speak, wanted to add some stuff and some juice. Go ahead.
So when you say, what was the exact phrase? Sexual market value?
Yeah. That term is just a way to look at it in a whole, not to look at it self-centeredly. You know what I mean? To look at your market value, not just what you feel, but compared to every other woman out there. And then for a man, not just how you feel about yourself, but compared to everyone out there. Now, I do want to tackle one thing, because about narcissism. So narcissism, right? That's a broad term. And you said that men tend to have more traits when it comes to narcissism. That's what you think?
Typically,
go ahead. You could give me a rundown.
Have a lot more narcissistic. They tend to be more narcissistic than women are. A woman will be narcissistic, and you'll notice it in a different way than you will in a man. In a woman, she'll be jealous of her children. She will. Narcissistic people are very, very competitive. It's just harder to. It's because men have that sort of toxic masculinity ideal.
Whoa, you believe in toxic masculinity?
A lot of that plays into this sort of idea, because the narcissistic man, he needs to be the head and to be in charge and be in control.
Well, let me ask you real quick. Do you want a guy that's, confident and a leader and in charge?
I don't want a narcissist.
Well, do you want that?
I don't need him to lead me. I need him to walk beside me.
Okay, so you don't want a leader?
No, I don't need you to lead me anywhere. We could lead each other.
Okay, we'll speak about that too. So narcissism, I'll just give the definition. It's a personality qualities including thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others. So if we're just speaking about that, right? Who tends to think, well, actually, let me ask you a question. Starting here. Can you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
Okay, like physically, mentally, like.
Just rate yourself from 1 to 10.
What
would you say?
Say that I'm like a 7.
Okay. What would you say?
I agree. Probably like a 6 or 7.
Okay. And what would you say?
I wouldn't rate myself like
that. You won't rate yourself. Okay. Just, that's fine. She doesn't have to.
It depends on what. Like when it comes to cooking, I'm probably a 10 and
Let's just go with looks. Let's just go with looks. Actually, looks. What would you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
Wait, then I changed my answer to a 5.
Like maybe a.
Can you not cook?
An 8?
No,
or something.
Okay. All right. So no. Let's.
Beyonce being 10.
No. Let's go. All right. So look. So this was.
But it's okay to like yourself.
No.
That doesn't make you a narcissistic person.
We're gonna go through it, right? So you said 7. So you gotta think about 1 to 10. 5 is average. 5 is a good looking person. Like if you're a 5, let's just be clear. 5 is average. You're a good looking person. 4 is like, all right, you're not so good looking. So you said 7. You said 5, and you said 8. So if we're speaking about narcissism, right? Because this podcast is called No Fugazi, so we got to keep it real. So it's thinking highly of oneself. Now, we're not even going to talk about the ladies on the panel. We're going to let them rock. because you guys just see them all rate themselves. But we're going to talk in general. Now, in general, everyone knows girl tends, it's music. It's in the music videos. It's in the lyrics that these girls talk about. Oh yeah, I'm a 10. I got a fat this. Girls always tend to rate themselves 8s or 10s if we're speaking in general. So if we're speaking about, that's one big trait right there of one thinking highly of themselves. And we know most girls aren't 10s because 10s is perfect. And a 9 is like right below perfect. And an 8, you're still a supermodel. You're still very rare. So I've actually haven't really come across many 8s. So that means that there's not many 9s and there's no 10s in the world. There may be one out there in Dubai or something, but who knows? So that's just one. Now let's go into another one, needing admiration. So needing admiration. So I'm gonna just speak in the camera. I'm not gonna ask the ladies questions. So if we're talking about male and females, right? Niggas don't need no admiration. Niggas live their life and guys barely get compliments. Like, think about it. Shay, when was the last time you were actually complimented? Yesterday? Actually, yesterday. You got you got the fresh cut. Yeah. He's an exception to the rule. The nigga light skin. He's an exception to the rule. But guys usually, if we're speaking in general, guys usually don't get compliments like that. Well, Shay, before yesterday, when was the last time you got a compliment walking out? Okay, I'll speak too. When did I get I get compliments from my girl, my daughter, my mom. That's about it.
But narcissistic admiration isn't like that. Narcissistic admiration is they're a vet at the local clinic. Narcissistic need for admiration is they volunteer for the homeless, or they're
no. I disagree with that.
They work with children. They almost always I've dated a lot of narcissistic people, and they always have some kind of a job that brings them
deals with people.
That is like they're a saint because they always appear like the saint.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I don't agree with that because if the saint part, yeah, I can say that. But and as far as like certain jobs and stuff, like that's just saying like anyone that's doing a job, and put it like this: anyone that works any job, if they do it good, they're gonna get admiration. So you can't say just because you do things good and you receive admiration, then you're a narcissist. No, narcissist is even if you're not doing anything good, you're not doing anything at all, but you expect admiration. You need admiration. And we all know if anyone out of the genders, right, if we're speaking about admiration, actually need admiration, it would be, sad to say, but it's females. I have a daughter, I have a girl, I have sisters, I have a mom. I speak to many women, and they need to feel like, wanted and needed. They need to feel admired in a certain sense. Girls, I speak to many girls, and if they DMs dry, they'll literally be depressed. Girls are the main ones that oppose thirst traps. If they DMs dry, they're not getting enough attention that got that admiration there.
Wait, I have a question to your...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was rocking for a little bit.
Is it women are more open about saying that they need the admiration and men aren't as open about admitting they need it?
No. So men don't even operate in a sense of needing admiration. Like, when do you ever see, it's all about behavior, right? So men don't get compliments. Men don't get really any type of, we got to like accomplish things to then receive something. Women don't have to accomplish anything, and they receive compliments, good gestures from just random people. I'm sure, like you said, you got a body. You said you're, because of your body, you get attention. You could walk to a gas station and you probably get, cat calls and stuff, right? I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, we don't experience that stuff. So think about it, right? Since females naturally always experience attention, right? If you go without it, you would need it. You would feel the need for it. You feel what I'm saying here? Because you naturally have it. You naturally get it. Men, we naturally don't get it. So we don't feel the need for it. It's like if you take drugs, you stop taking it, you like, you know what I mean? You need your pill. You need that fix. Make sense? That's what I'm saying. But I know you wanted to get into some more narcissism, Diana, so I'll let you rock for a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. To me, it's not about, I talk a lot about narcissism on my TikTok page, because I was raised by one, I was married to one. I've known a lot of them, almost one after the other. The one thing is, it's you never see it coming, whether it be male or female. Like I said, in a female, it manifests a little bit differently than it does in a man. In a guy, there's always the love bombing. He'll text you every hour. He'll text you all the time. He'll text you what he had for dinner. He'll text you when he took a shit.
Well, that's when he's trying to get the box. But guys,
but speaking from talking about my experiences with a narcissist,
yeah,
they start out that way, the way everyone else does, but they come on a little strong. They come on really heavy-handed with complimenting you, okay, with telling you you're beautiful, you're perfect, we vibe together so well. I feel like we just really connect.
So
on the first date, they'll take you out probably somewhere expensive. One guy took me to a casino and he paid for the whole thing. And
then the second date, he ain't really flex like that.
No, he said at the end of the date, he said, "I love you," and that's when I knew he was a narcissist. Like that's the one thing that they do. Like they pretend, they build this illusion of what they see that you need, because they're pretty intuitive themselves.
Yeah.
So they're good at sizing people up. Okay, this person, I don't know, likes this and this and this. I'm going to fashion myself to be the person that you want me to be, so that then when you fall in love, then I'll show you who I really am. Then the mask will come down, because secretly I hate myself. So I'm going to put on this facade because I want you to love me. Because if I can get you to love me, it makes me feel good about who I am. Then I can control you, because if I'm a narcissist, that's how I say I love you. For a narcissist, I love you means I control.
Yeah, so I would totally,
male or female, they are
male or female.
They'll fashion themselves out to be the type of person that you want them to be. Like the guy who took me to the casino, he made himself out to be this. I'm an artist. I've almost always ever been with artists or musicians. So
yeah,
and he made himself out to be this producer, full-time musician, blah blah blah. He was balling like that.
So wait, Diana, let me just add in real quick.
I found out he actually lived in his parents' basement, over 40, and didn't have a job. And so
Diana.
But he,
Diana, yeah, let me add
so
a
that's
little.
what he was doing, was building up.
Let me give you a little game, Diana. So some of the stuff you said about narcissism that I've read on too, I was just reading the definition there, but some of the stuff is, pretty on point, and then other things is kind of just, I got to give you the reality of that's men. So
that
look.
Let me
rock
men,
real quick.
That's a toxic thing.
Let me rock.
Say.
So men, so they'll say, since I'll ask a question and you guys could answer it. Starting here, do you believe women can handle the truth?
Sorry. Do I believe women can handle the truth?
Yes.
I believe you're going to say they can't.
No, do you believe? I really want to know your answer. Do you believe women can handle the truth?
I think that women are more sensitive than men, most likely, but I also think that guys probably are just better at hiding it, because like you were saying, like they have to be tough, they have to be strong, they have to go to the gym, they have to, you know what I'm saying? So I think
just a yes or no. Do you think they could? Well, I'm not speaking about even men. Do you think women can handle the truth?
It depends on the person.
In general.
In between answer.
Yeah, no
Okay,
no in between answer. We're just speaking about women in general. So if you take a collective of all the women in the world, do you think that they can handle the truth? Whether if they're seeing truth, whether if truth is being spoken to them and they're hearing it, do you think that they can handle the truth? Yes or no? It could be a yes, it could be a no.
Probably not, I guess. But
okay.
I hate that. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much, but I hate
You're
that
fine.
I don't like that the question was presented in such a simple way, because I feel like there is more to it than that. But I guess I would probably say no, based on the parameters of that question.
Yeah, because and I'll get into why you said no, or even if you said yes, I'll get into that too. But why do you think that women can handle the truth?
When they initially find out the truth, I would say no. But like, after a while, you kind of are just like, okay, like this happened, whatever. Got you.
And what about you, Dan? Do you think that women can, in general speaking, not yourself, I'm sure you could handle truths, but in general?
I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but I can't make a generalization on one gender or another. I can't speak for every single woman, so I refuse to put women into this box that you seem to be wanting to put them in. I will say that it's very individual. I think individually.
Okay, so if you don't want to answer the question,
to handle truths where an older woman probably can.
Okay, got you. So can you handle the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So the reality is that you actually gave very, very good answers of reality. And I'm going to explain why. Remember the first question I asked you? I said, so, when you're on Bumble, what are you looking for? You said, I'm looking for the vibes. But, when guys, when they're like, once I know that they're looking for like, sex, I'm kind of just like, I'll throw him in a department and maybe I'll hit him up at another time because I already know what he wants, right? So, and then remember when I gave the example of how conversation goes, right? How men tend to just speak very direct with one another. And direct is the closest thing to the truth you're going to get. Yo, I'm doing this. Yo, I want to do this. What you doing today? We're doing this. We're going there. Boom. That's what it is, right? Women tend to be, it's scattered, right? So, and men that's good with women, they tend to know this. So that's why they speak in womanese. They have to speak in circles too, because if they're direct and give women the truth, women won't be able to handle it. So this is the truth, right? Since all three women are on Bumble and you're swiping left and you're swiping right, the truth is that every guy that you're talking to wants to have sex with you as fast as they can, right? That's what's on their mind. But they can't speak that because they know that you would disqualify them. So therefore, that means that women can't handle the truth, because if guys was truthful, if guys was truthful and women could handle the truth, every relationship would be very easy. Hey, you're beautiful. I would love to fornicate with you after this club is over. Would you like to come home with me? And females will be like, wow, I am attracted to you. Let's go. But it doesn't go like that. She'll be like, ew, that was rude. That was you're a weirdo. Why would you want to have sex with me? You don't even know me. Well, the truth is a nigga don't got to know you to have sex. You feel what I'm saying? So that's some hardcore truth. So remember, we were just, now bring it together, right? Diana, you were speaking about your situation, about, narcissism and stuff like that. Let me break it down so I don't lose my train of thought, right?
Sorry.
So you were speaking about, guys hollering at you, and he was lying to you, and he put on this facade that he was a big baller, but he was really living in his mom's basement. So what I'm telling you is that that's not narcissistic. That's just guys playing a game because he can't be truthful with you.
Right.
If he is, let me finish.
GPS tracking on my phone,
and
that's putting a recording
weird.
device.
That's some other stuff. Yeah, that's some other stuff. You just added that in there. That's some other stuff. But in general, is what I'm saying is when a guy is pursuing a woman and he's, flexing, it's because women can't handle the truth. So I have to play the game. I have to put on this, the facade a little bit.
Kind of like when a guy brags about having a big whatever and it's not. And then you come to find out, like, nigga, you know that I'm 46 years old, right? You know that my ex-husband is Puerto Rican, right? You know that the one thing Puerto Rican men and black men have in common, right? And you really gonna sit here and try to lie to me, to a bitch who's had 2 kids? Really? Like, please don't. So I already know when a guy starts bragging about something that he has, he probably don't have.
He probably don't got it. Okay. That's a good indicator. I think any man that brags about things, it's not really masculine. And they usually don't have the money, the resources, or like you said, the package.
Yeah. Because a guy who actually has a big one don't have to ever say anything. Because let me explain something to you. Men don't understand this. We could smell that shit. We could smell that shit.
You could. Wait.
Tell
so
when
look,
a nigga has when a nigga has a big eggplant. It's an attitude.
Yeah, you do just
So
know.
wait, Diana.
Yeah, you do just know. It's an attitude. No. A man with a big eggplant, I'm telling you, bro.
It's the attitude.
It's a complete attitude. He's a lot more chill. He doesn't have to overcompensate. He doesn't have the Napoleon complex. He doesn't have to. He's so just like.
So what happens when? I'll give a little pushback on that. Short guys tend to have that little man syndrome, so they tend to overcompensate. But bro, you're 5'8", you're average, you're good. I'm talking about guys that's below 5'8" and stuff. So shorter guys, right?
Right.
They tend to overcompensate. They got this little man syndrome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they could be packing. So how do you decipher that? I'm just giving some pushback.
See,
I'm trying to hold up my short guys out there. I'm giving a little pushback. That's harder, isn't it?
It is a little bit hard, but in general, a guy with a larger eggplant, he don't, whether he be short or tall, he's always going to carry himself
So you saying
differently.
the depending on the eggplant of the guy, even if he little, is going to erase that little man syndrome.
In
that's
general.
Short.
In general. If he's got the face to match. Now, if he's short and he's not very good looking, then sorry, papa. Like
sorry, papi. No.
Yeah, it's not gonna.
No comprende, papi. No.
It doesn't matter.
No, papi.
No, man, I gotta be physically attracted to you, male or female. I've been with both, and I have to be physically attracted to you. I can't. I'm like. That's the thing that separates me from a lot of other females, is that females usually need to have that conversation. They need to have, usually a woman needs to be attracted to you stimulus-wise. She has to be stimulated mentally in order for her to have sex with you. I need to like what I'm looking at, and then I need to like what I'm talking to. You
need it all in order to have sex with.
But
that's natural. Okay, let's get into the next question here. Starting with you. Since you lovely ladies are all on Bumble, have you ever been catfished before?
Yeah.
You have?
I've been... So I never met up with them.
Yeah.
But I have been catfished twice.
You have?
And... The second one is so wild.
Okay, tell us the second one.
Okay, so I matched with this guy. I have no idea how old he was, but he looked really cute, and he had lots of pictures of himself. Like,
speak more to Mike.
Sorry. So I matched with this guy. He was like super cute. He had lots of pictures of himself traveling, and I thought that was like nice and like kind of like a green flag because I'd love to travel more. And then we were texting and he was being like really nice to me, and he kept saying like, I'd love to cook for you. I'd love to cook for you. And I was like, okay, love that. I love to eat. But he said he was looking for I think it was feedy or something.
Pictures of your feet?
No. Feed. Feedee. A feedy, which is.
Feedy.
And then I looked it up.
I
looked it up on Urban Dictionary, and he basically wanted to feed me and watch me get fatter.
It's like his kink. Yes. Oh my God.
I had never heard of this.
Wait, how can you feed someone and watch them get fat when it takes time?
No, slowly over time, like continue to always feed me and make sure that I was fed.
All right, guys.
I have a catfish story for you. I have a catfish story. So
guys, we gotta speak. If you out here being feedies, dog, man, cut it out, bruh. Like, that's weird behavior. But that was the worst one. So this guy, let's just get more specific about it. So you matched with him, and you figured out that he was a feedie.
Yeah.
And did you cut it off then, or did you still give him the box?
So I never met him. I never matched up with him.
Oh, you never? Okay, got it.
But I was like, I'm just at that point I was like, I am so interested in what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in being fed until I'm fattened, but I'm like, I wanted to know like what's going on inside of this person's head. And I don't remember exactly what I said to him, but he started saying some weird stuff, and I was like, send me a picture of yourself. Like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
And he was like, I forget what excuse that he used, some catfish excuse. And then I was like, I think that you're
like
not
he's busy or something.
Right. I think you're not who you say you are. Have a nice life.
Yeah.
Be a good feedie or whatever the heck I said. I don't know.
With someone that was a
So
feedie.
when did you find out that he was a catfish? Like, did he ever send you a picture and it was like, wait, this is not the person?
He never sent me a picture.
So how do you know he was a catfish? You just felt the vibes? Like,
Oh, you know what he said? Then he goes, well, it's partly true that I'm not who I say I am. I actually live in Australia.
oh, so he started to admit to it.
That was probably a lie.
So it probably wasn't even a man. It was probably an animal.
Who knows?
It was probably someone's dog typing.
Right.
Who knows what that was, a feedie too. But yes, you said you wanted to elaborate on that feedie. You have a situation like that?
I matched on I think Hinge with someone who's a feedie. I just didn't answer. I don't know if I unmatched them or not.
Wait, how did you know that?
They said it.
They have this on like their profile?
No, I matched with them, and they were like, "Do you like to eat?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love to eat." Thinking, "Oh, perfect, they're gonna buy me food." But little did I know they're trying to get me fat.
Oh, that's weird, yo. I've never heard of this. Dudes have the strangest like kinks. But anyways, you have a catfish story you want to share?
I don't think that I've actually ever been catfished.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anyway. I usually don't meet with people, so I usually don't know if I actually was.
Okay.
I have.
Cool. What's your catfish story?
So I was recently divorced. It wasn't even on paper yet, but putting myself out there. My friend said, you should try a dating app. So I download OkCupid because that's what there was at the time. Because
Do you have to pay for that or no?
No. OkCupid was different back then because this is like talking about 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, this was back in the ancient days.
So
Joking.
I'm on there and I'm talking to this guy. And he has some pictures up and he looks decent. He tells me he's about 6 feet tall. Cool. We agreed to meet up. At the time I was still living in Brooklyn. So we met up at a bar near like West 4th Street, near the F train. Now, mind you, okay, I got a babysitter for this. I got a babysitter for this date.
That means you were serious. You scheduled this baby out. So okay, let's
go on this date. He buys me a drink. He opens his mouth to, first of all, he's like 30 pounds heavier than any of the pictures on there. Second of all, when he opens his mouth to speak, he sounds like Yogi Bear. I'm not even kidding you.
What does Yogi Bear sound like?
Hey, boo boo.
Okay.
He sounded straight up, not even joking. Good thing that I had a cell phone. Okay. Yeah. So I just boop, 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 I went to the bathroom. I called my friend and I was like, listen, you're going to have to call me in a half an hour. Okay. Call me in like 15 minutes and tell me it's an emergency. And she did. And I was like, listen, I got to go. My kids are acting up. I got to go.
Called your backup plan.
And that was it.
Okay.
Thank God. You know how many dates my kids have gotten me out of?
Dang.
They ain't even know it.
That's wild. Another question, starting here, since I started there last time. Have you ever catfished anyone?
No.
It's the reverse. Never catfished?
No.
Do you know that maybe? Because sometimes I think like women don't tend to know if they're catfishing someone or not. Because guys are very visual creatures.
Right.
And females can take those pics in an up angle, which show the hip, and it make it look like it got some. Or you could, filters are extremely popular now. You put a filter on, your lips is bigger. You put a filter on, you got blue eyes. You put a filter on.
That I've never done.
Okay. Well, I'm
in general. I was this guy that I was messing around with on the first time we were, intimate.
Yeah.
We didn't meet online. We met like in person. And I took my shirt off because, we're messing around or whatever. I took my shirt off and he's like, and he said something to the effect of, I didn't know they were as big as they are. So that's as close to catfishing as I got. He's like, I didn't know they were that. I'm like, what can I tell you?
All niggas say that.
No, he actually was like legit actually surprised.
Did that make you feel good? Or?
I mean, I was like, okay, thanks.
You felt admired by that admiration.
Hell yeah.
So, okay. All right. That's what about you, Ashley? Have you? So this is a question, right? And you may take it as weird. Like, what do you mean? Have I ever catfished anyone? And if I did, I probably won't admit it. So
no,
Misled.
Yes. Have you ever misled?
When I was younger, I used to.
Word.
When I was younger, I'm not gonna lie, I cinched my waist a little bit.
Okay, let's.
But like now, I don't anymore. But
yeah.
There are guys that have been like, oh, because I'll meet them for the first time and I'm not going to get done up every single time I see you because I don't have that time.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, you didn't look like that in your pictures. Well, yeah, because I don't have makeup on, but.
Use that filter.
I didn't use a filter.
You had that filter on the pics.
That's Snapchat.
So the guy, when you met up with him, he actually said like, wait, you don't look like your pictures or?
They'll be like, oh, you look different.
Oh, so yeah, guys, you see how he was indirect, but in his mind he was like, man, who the freak is this?
Yeah. Or they'll be like, no,
Probably so.
short. I don't know.
I feel you.
They'll be like, I thought you were taller.
Okay, so like that's not really a cat, maybe 50% catfish right there.
I can see how it could be seen as catfishing.
Yeah.
But like it's not intentional anymore.
Got it. And so yeah, it's unintentional. What about you? Have you ever catfished anyone that you know of?
I have a huge
or misled someone.
I have a huge fear that I will catfish someone. Not that, because I post pretty pictures of myself. No, like, okay, let me rephrase it. I have a fear that I'm going to meet someone and they're going to think, oh my God, she catfished me because I don't, like, it's an insecurity. Like, oh, maybe I'm posting this picture where I look good. I try to post pictures that I feel like are, like, accurate to what I look like because I don't even take that many pictures of myself to begin with. But, you know, I would hate that. To like go out with somebody and then they're like like not attracted to me because I put a different. I don't think that I do that. I don't do that intentionally.
Did you ever to make it more specific? Did you ever link with a guy on Bumble or Tinder or whatever, and the vibe that you got from him was like, maybe I don't really look like was he a little standoffish with his attention and it made you feel like, well, maybe I don't look as good as my pictures or.
Like after I met him?
Yeah, like after you met him or,
No, I haven't. I don't think that I've had that experience. I go on a lot of dates. I date a lot. Not like seriously date people, but I go on like a lot of first dates.
Serial dater.
Some of them turn into something. Most of them don't. So, it's possible that somewhere in that shuffle, one of them was like, oh, wow, she's ugly. But I don't know.
You don't know. Okay,
I don't remember it happening anyway.
Yeah, you didn't do it like intentional.
Right.
Got you. Yeah, so that's like you weren't trying to catfish anyone. So actually that goes into another question that you just said. You said that you are a serial dater. Do you date with a purpose?
No.
Okay. So you just date, right?
Just dating.
Got you.
I'm 23. I'm young. I'm not looking for something so serious. Or maybe I am. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So young. You said you're how old again? I'm sorry.
23.
23. And Ashley, you're 23 as well. Do you date with a purpose?
No.
No. So you just go out.
Yeah.
What about you? Do you date with a purpose?
Yeah. I like being alone. Like I really do. I love being the fuck in my house, eating my snacks, watching Law and Order, or whatever, Supernatural or something for the 100th time.
Yeah.
Drawing and all of that. So if I'm gonna break out of that comfort,
you have to be
worth my time. Because then you're taking me away from my cat, from my art supplies, from my everything that I do at home, So yeah, like the last person that I was dating was like a 3-week waste of my time or something. I guess since like mid December. So yeah, thanks for wasting a month of my time.
You waste a little, and we'll get into that. Starting here with another question. So you said you really don't date with a purpose. Do you ever accept dates with guys that you're unattracted to? Like, you know that you're not gonna have sex with him. You know that you're only going out with him for a free meal or for attention.
No.
You ever date like that?
I think definitely not just for a free meal, because I always offer to split it or like
the other
whatever.
Thing, two of them. So
but
you ever like go out on dates
validation.
with guys that you're not, guys that you're not really attracted to, but you're going out with them for validation and some attention and just some good vibes, but you don't really think nothing of them too much.
I've had situations where I'll be like talking to my roommate about it. Like, I'm going out with this guy, not really sure how I feel about him. The conversation hasn't been great, but like, I'm excited. Like, I'll give him a chance. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe that comes from a place of like wanting to have validation, but also I just love to go out. I love to go out to dinner. I love to get drinks.
Without a purpose.
So just even if I'm doing that with a friend, that's what I would be doing with my day anyway.
Got you. And then Ashley, what about you? So do you tend to go out with like guys is in your DMs, right? They sliding in the DMs and guys are hitting you up. I'm sure you have plenty of options, right? But there are guys that you're unattracted to and guys that you're attracted to. Now, the guys that you're unattracted to, those are the guys that's normally thirsty. They're asking you multiple times. Do you ever be like, all right, I'll go out with you, but you know you have no genuine intention of ever having sex with them or anything, even in a relationship or even having a relationship with them, but you just want to go out for the attention and validation?
Well, if I'm not attracted to them, I probably just wouldn't go. Like, I have to be attracted to them a little bit to actually at least go, and because I want to still enjoy myself.
Gotcha.
I don't want
So
to look at someone
you have to be attracted to them a little bit, but still when you're attracted to them a little bit, like, I'll just be direct. Do you ever go out on a date with a guy and with the purpose of having sex? Like, you're like, okay, he's attractive, I'm going to have sex with him. But here's a question. Do you ever go out on dates with guys where you know he's like never going to get the box?
No.
Yeah.
She's smiling. Okay. We got one. See how I had to ask the question and phrase it? So we got one. Okay, here we go, right?
Not me.
So the reason why I asked this question, right? Because females, you're not the only one, Ashley. I'm not picking on you here. Females tend to date guys and go out on dates with guys and extract their time, attention, and resources without giving anything back. Most men experience this throughout their life. And it's just something that men have to go through, right? And it sucks when you're courting, as a man, it sucks that you're courting a woman and you like pay for the money on the first date and you thinking you like, I talked to my homie like, bro, I done match with this baddie, bro. I'm about to link up with her, boom, boom. But in her mind, she knows this nigga weak, man. I ain't never about to, he ain't getting no box, this and this. I'm just out because I'm bored. All my other dates, gave me rain checks. So I'm about to just give this guy attention. So what I'm saying is that on a guy's end, it's not a good feeling. The equal part of that, guys operate in similar ways, but with sex. So now here's what many of you experience, right? So, all right, we're going to start here because I know you've experienced this. You spoke about it.
Oh,
you ready? So think about that, Ash, because you've done it. And
I just can't wait to talk about what happened to me earlier today.
Yeah, y'all probably did it too, but this is going to make sense, right? So have you ever been with a guy and he made you think that it was more than what it was? And in his mind, he was just having you in sex category only. Like, he never had the intentions of giving you any commitment or any wifey type status. It was just only sex for him. But his behavior made you feel that it was more than sex. You see the equivalent to that? So females tend to date guys and they're just extracting time, attention, and resources, but they know he's never going to get the box. Guys do the same thing. They'll extract sex, but they know you're never going to get the commitment or the ring. So give me your experiences, ladies, starting with Diana. Have you ever been in a situation where a guy had you in friends with benefits only you didn't really know about it. How did that make you feel? And give me an experience.
Yeah, that's happened to me several times. You know, one person I was with for a lot of years, and still every now and again to this day, still tries to connect with me, still tries to hit me up on social media, like yesterday or the day before or something like that was hitting me up. It's all the time. And he wants what he wants from me, but he doesn't want to give me in return what I'm expecting. And I've already said it multiple times. Like, you cannot I'm not that person that I was when you met me 10 years ago.
So y'all was linking up, having fun.
But he words things in a way with me where he makes me feel, at the time, like I'm the only person in his life. But that he's inconsistent with his communication with me, and I can't stand that.
Okay.
So obviously you have someone else, and that's cool, man, but you can't be with me.
You see that? I want the other ladies to hear what Diana just said, right? Because she spoke real passionate about that. You see how she felt that, like, she invested her box, which is the vajayjay, or how Spanish women would say, the toto.
Yes.
Say, look, I got a little. So she invested her toto into a guy. And it was nothing else there. That feeling is the equivalent of a guy hitting you up. Because guys, when we text girls, we got to come up with some good lines. We got to be charismatic to get you to come out on that date. That's the equivalent to the guy hitting you up, texting you, like, being smooth with his lines, finally get you on a date, trying to show you a good experience on dates, right? But in his mind, he's like, yo, she's awesome. She's everything. In your mind, you're like, he's never going to get the box. That's the equivalent, right? Because females hold the key to sex and men hold the key to commitment and marriage. So both genders tend to play similar games, but on different paths. The female plays the game in the beginning during the dating process, and the men play that game during, like, that relationship process after he already got the box.
Yeah,
Make
that's
sense?
what this recent guy today started with, the playing games. Like, don't do that to me. I'm too old. Like, maybe that worked with, like, the other people you've dated, but I'm not that girl. I am not that bitch. I mean, that's what I get for dating a white boy.
I can tell you this, though. So guys tend to, and females do the same thing, but in the beginning part of it. But guys tend to, if he hit a couple times, like, remember, if his intentions was about just smashing, he had you in sex category only, you didn't know because he was giving you good vibes. If he knew that you wanted more, then he's going to find any way to, let's just break it off.
Yeah, but he cooked for me.
Really, if you was doing giving a guac 3000, or you was laying a toto on the right, maybe he'll cook you a meal. That doesn't mean that he still got you in sex category only. It's very hard. Like when you three women have guys in friend zones, it's like almost.
I don't have no dude. No. I don't.
Okay, I know these ladies though. They're a little younger. Okay, so when you ladies have guys in the friend zone, it's like impossible for him to get out of that friend zone. Like, he would have to do almost a full 360 to get out of that friend zone, right? It's like that when guys have girls in sex category only. Recreational use only, it's like impossible for that girl to get out recreational use only. So that's the equivalent there. But let's get into some fun questions. I want to get you other two girls involved a little bit. Have you ever faked an orgasm?
Yes.
Wow.
So quick to answer that.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, okay. And you faked an orgasm. Did you tell the guy that you faked an orgasm? Yes.
What?
Okay. Okay.
Not every single time,
Okay.
but sometimes you just are done. You know that we're not going to win this game. But,
The game over.
right. I'm not, you know
You
what
ain't
I'm
make
saying?
it to the finish line.
No.
Okay.
The touchdown will not be scored. I will not be, no. So, yeah, sometimes you just want it to be over. But then it was the guy that I had been, the one example that I can think of. It was someone who I was sleeping with for like years and years and years and years and years. And so when he asked me the follow-up question, did you? I said, no, I did not.
And you were honest.
Yes.
Wow. That's not having any empathy.
Not for this man, no.
Would you have told him the truth if he didn't?
That's a narcissistic trait there. Women, a person that doesn't have empathy.
Yes, true. They don't care about
City boys.
anybody.
We up. We up. Nah, but okay, that's cool. And I got another question into that because you did fake it. If we're speaking in all the orgasms that you faked, you probably didn't tell the person the majority of the time, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You didn't tell them the majority.
No.
Okay, and the reason why you didn't tell them the majority of the time is because did you feel that men can't handle the truth?
Yeah, not about that.
So-
Bad for their ego.
Yeah. No, they can't handle it.
You don't think that?
No, of course not. I have been divorced from my ex-husband for 10 years, bro. Never told him that he never gave me an orgasm once. Not once.
I would tell you that.
No, I'm not going to lie. Like the first date or the second date or something.
Speaking as a man, I would say that men can still handle that truth. Men can handle the truth because they would want to know. Because men, when men are having sex, guys want to have the mindset that they figured the woman out. Yeah, this my pussy. You know, guys always ask when they have sex, this my pussy, isn't it? The reason why they ask it because they want to know, like, yeah, I figured this chick out. So if they didn't figure it out, it's not a big problem. If you're like, yo, you didn't make me come. It's just like, all right, I got to put in more work, the next time. So I would say maybe some guys would be emotional about it, but not really. Like those would be the weak guys anyway that you're really not even attracted to. But have you ever faked an orgasm, Ashley? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, yeah. Okay, question. Have you ever told the guy that you faked an orgasm?
No, but if they asked, I would tell the truth.
You would tell, okay.
Because if you're asking, like, then I don't look as much as an asshole because I'm not going to lie to you.
Got you, okay. I know you faked.
Yes, but I never told him.
Oh, you a demon.
If my ex-husband were to ask me right now, I would be like, of course you did, Jose. We have 2 children, Jose.
Papi.
Papi, you were my husband.
Papi, papi, you did the ocho cucho, papi. That's what you would tell him?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, I feel you. Who do you think is supposed to like each other more? Do you think it works better when the woman likes the man more, or do you think it works better when the man likes the woman more?
I think it works better when a man likes a woman more because my first thought was going to say because men suck, which is like not productive to say.
Yes, they do, girl. Yes, they do.
It might be true, but it's not
they
productive.
do.
Okay.
But
misandrous. That was a misandrous statement.
Because the same thing that you were saying, like hold on, I lost my train of thought. But like the same thing you were saying about how like guys put girls into like the sex box or the relationship box.
Yep.
I feel like if they don't like you more, or if the feelings are equal, at least if the feelings are equal, then you're probably not in the relationship bubble in their brain.
Okay, so that's your logic why a man should like the woman more?
I mean, ideally you like each other the same amount, right?
That's it. It's, I would say 99.999% of the times in relationships, it's never 100% equal. Someone always likes the other person more. Yeah. Someone is always giving a little bit more love and attention to the other person. It doesn't mean that they don't compensate in other areas to that individual back, but someone usually likes the individual a little bit more. But what about you? Do you think for the relationship to work, does the man need to like the woman more, or the woman needs to like the man more?
Relationships, because I was about to say, I thought we were talking about, because in like sex, I feel like it's more important for the girl to like the guy more, because like I feel the guy's just gonna like, he doesn't have to like you to fuck you.
Relationship and the entire umbrella.
Okay. Sex
at all. So that, what would you say? But you said sex, you think the girl needs to like the guy more.
Yeah, because pretty sure guys have fucked girls that like they didn't really like. So it doesn't really matter if he likes them or not. He's gonna fuck either way. But
that's
has
logical,
to like
yes.
him a little bit to like let him fuck.
That is correct. Yes, that is very a logical statement that you made, a truthful statement. So now make it more broader in general standpoint. Do you think like overall in the entire relationship, because sex involves the relationship as well. And you could just have sex with someone. It's still some sort of relationship. Friends with benefits, that's a relationship. So just in general, who needs to like the other person more, man or the woman?
In a relationship.
For it to work good, for the relationship to thrive, who needs to like the other person more? Does the man need to like the woman more, or does the woman need to like the man more for the relationship to thrive?
I don't know. Can we come back?
We'll come back to you.
Okay.
And what about you, Diana? If you could just give me a direct answer on that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so for a relationship to work, do you think the man needs to like the woman more, or the woman needs to like the man more for the relationship to actually work?
I think the man needs to like the woman more.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask another question, starting with you. Since you said the man needs to like the woman more in order for the relationship to work, when guys slide in your inbox, I'm sure this happened before. You got two different guys, right? One guy slides in your inbox. He says, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" The second guy slides in your inbox, says, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" You're busy with work. You haven't looked at your DMs. 3 hours pass by, and the first guy said, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" And he left it there. The second guy, he sends some more messages. "Oh my gosh, in this picture, you're really beautiful." Or he replied to some other stuff. So when after 3 hours later, when you're done with work or whatever, and you look at your DMs, they're both attractive. They're both attractive. One guy, you see, he just says, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" The other guy, you see 6 messages of him being real thirsty. Which guy is more attractive?
This is so interesting. Probably the guy that sent less.
Okay.
If we're talking about him sending like so many. If it's like 3.
Just what I'm saying is,
But-
you see, choose one. So she chose it. So it's the guy that said less, right? Now I'm going to ask the same question. Can you answer that question? Which guy would you be more attracted to? The guy that sent the one DM, he was like, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?" Very normal approach. Or the guy that did the most for your attention. He's like, "Yo, you banging my, this and this and this." Like, he's sending multiple messages. Now, mind you, 3 hours went by and you look at your DMs and you're like, what the heck? And then, but they're both attractive. They're both physically the same, same type of guy. You're attracted to them both the same, but one just sends one DM, the other one sends multiple DMs, and he seems thirsty. Which one is more attractive to you? The thirsty guy that sent multiple, or the guy that sent one message?
The one that sent one message.
Okay.
I think it comes across as like, if you're gonna keep messaging me, it comes across to me as
It
like
can be a little.
impatient.
Oh, nah. It depends on the
Like,
tone.
what it's like in the middle of the day, like I'm at work or something. I can't answer at that moment.
So I have a point with all of this, right? So the reason why a woman should like the man more in a relationship is because women tend to get bored faster. Not only that, women convert too much attention with thirsty, right? So if a guy is doing too much, it's thirsty. Men, in order to be attractive, he actually has to give less to be attractive. Make sense? And I'll tell you why. It's rooted in traits that you like in a man that comes from security and providing and protection. That's what it's rooted in. So the reason why the guy that sent multiple messages was unattractive, well, what are you doing with all this time? You're not out there doing something because you're giving all of this time to me. You get what I'm saying? So you're worried about me and giving all this attention to me. You should be worried about yourself and your own path. So when guys are too thirsty, it shows that trait that it trickles back to them not being able to provide security to that woman. So that's what it's rooted in. That's why you're like, in your mind, you're just naturally like, with the guy that's sent multiple messages, because it's different on the male's end. A girl that sends multiple messages, oh, word. Yeah, that's the easiest route to success. So we always going to take that one. I can hit it faster. But not only that, men don't get a whole lot of attention. So it's like, this is unique. This is different. You see what I'm saying? So we tend to like that. And we don't convert that into thirstiness. Guys say that girls be thirsty. Like I know niggas say that on Instagram and TikTok or Facebook or post a status like, yeah, these girls thirsty for me. But they're not unattracted to that thirstiness. Like they don't feel disgusted. It doesn't turn them off how it turns women off. Guys, if girls is hollering at us and they're thirsty for us, it turns us on. Like, yeah, it makes us feel good. But for girls, when a guy's too thirsty, it's like, bro, you're unattractive, man. Because it's rooted into that. Why are you so thirsty for me and you're not out there producing for yourself? Girls tend to go for guys that can produce, that has value, that can provide them security. Make sense? How it's correlated? So I would say that for a relationship to work properly, the woman always needs to like the man more because women tend to get bored faster. Not only that, we have the facts to prove it. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Women initiate 80% of the divorces. When they have a college degree, they really ain't got time for the BS. Then it goes up to 90% if they have a college degree. And divorces happen for many reasons. But one of the two main reasons is financials, and it's also them just being unsatisfied and unhappy. That's why women tend to initiate the divorce. So that's rooted into, I'm bored, do something different. So the reason why females need to like the man more in order for the relationship to work is because she'll get bored and leave the dude. Men, we ain't leaving no females, and the data backs it up. We don't really divorce women like that. We don't really break up with chicks. Like, think about when the last time a dude really broke up with you, besides your situation, Diana. Yeah, I mean, it just really doesn't happen like that. So what's your thoughts on what I just said? I'm sorry.
I get ghosted all the time.
Same.
Like, I've only been in one, like, actual relationship, so I can't speak to an actual relationship. Like, truthfully, I really can't.
Do you get ghosted after you give up sex or before you give up sex?
Both.
Okay. I would say that usually if you're getting ghosted after you give up sex is because you gave up sex and you didn't add value.
Actually, I want to change my answer now that I actually thought about it. For the most part, the times that I've been ghosted, it's like after one date, or sometimes it's even like before, like we've been talking for like 2 weeks or something like that, and then it's just like boom out of nowhere. Yeah. I feel like for the most part, in terms of like straight up ghosting someone, like stop talking to them and never speaking again. Yeah. That hasn't happened to me when I have like whatever hooked up with someone in some capacity.
Okay. Makes sense. You have thoughts on what I just elaborated on and why a woman should like the man more in order for the relationship work? Do you understand the logic in that?
Yeah, no, I'm the one that ghosts and breaks up with everybody. I mean, I have been ghosted, obviously, but I'm usually the one that
You're the one that usually
breaks up. Every relationship I've been in, I'm the one that breaks up with them.
You breaks up with them. And what about you, Diana? You got some pointers you want to add?
Every person that I've loved has left me. Every person that I've cared about has left me behind. When I show that I'm the total package, I just can't have kids. It's never enough. I can cook. I'm clean. I have my own money. Mm-hmm. I would never need anything from a man except an equal partnership. So they see somebody who's honest and caring and gives a fuck and is probably going to give you the best sex you've ever had in your life. That I can almost guarantee you. And I've got a good heart.
You seem pretty, what's up?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
You seem pretty, very highly
I know
oneself.
Well, when
the narcissistic.
Don't do that. Not when this stupid ass motherfucker called me. No, I just don't ever seem to be, enough for anyone to want to keep around.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So actually, Diana, let me ask you a question on this, right? So, and all the ladies can answer it too. Well, actually, I'll start here and I'll go to you because you're gonna. I'm sure you're going to explain more. No, actually, I'll start here with you. Mm-hmm. So, you just explained a situation where you know the type of man that you want, but it seems like that you don't know what that man that you want wants in you. So my question for you is, what do you think? Because that would change it all, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think the guys that you've dated in the past and the guys that you currently want now, what do you think that they want in you?
From past experiences, they want more submission, more of a quiet, no talking back kind of attitude.
And now let's stop it there. So guys tend to want quietness, submission, and no talking back. And what do you think? Because remember, we had this discussion before. Men are just naturally attracted to unexperienced women. And an experienced woman would tend to be, because she's experienced more and she has the right to be this way. And it's okay to be older. Everyone gets older. I'm going to be 80. This nigga going to be old too. These 23-year-olds are going to be your age soon. So it's okay to be older. But just naturally, men are attracted to the traits that you just listed. So you know.
So I'm just not attractive to men is what you're saying?
No,
because I'm
older.
I'm
not saying that. I'll elaborate, right? So since you know that men are just naturally attracted to those things that you just said, quiet and submissiveness, right?
Yeah.
So with experience, all human beings, not just men and women, all human beings tend to be harder to coach. The older you get, the more you are stuck into your ways. So how can you submit like a younger woman since you are older and you are more stuck in your ways? Men or women? I'm more stuck in my ways now than when I was 23. So it's just natural. It's a natural thing that all men and women go through. But men, that's just one of those traits that men happen to be attracted to women that can fall into that submissive act. Now, so you said quietness, you said submission. What else do you think that men are attracted to?
In me?
Well, what do you think that the guys that you want, what do you think that they want in you?
The guys that you go out with me usually like I'm an artist and, I used to follow around the Grateful Dead. I've seen Bob Dylan a bunch of times. I met one of the Ramones. I've seen Blondie, Joan Jett, a whole slew of bands. And I've got all these stories. And usually what the guys that I go out with are interested in hearing those stories. And usually they are creative.
You think that guys tend to want a common interest between, so he's interested in this, she's interested in that, it's common, it should be all good. Okay, right. That makes sense. I would say that's 50-50. Niggas don't really care. Men prioritize beauty over it pretty much. That's the foundation, is the beauty, right? And then everything else, the submission, quietness, compliant, coachable, nice, genuine, loving, caring. Those traits all come after, and those traits is the glue. Because a guy will settle for a girl that's not as beautiful, but if she has those coachable traits, like you just said.
But I'm not going to be coachable by a guy. I'm not going to submit to you. Yeah. I have my own mind, my own opinion. I've lived an entire life without you. I'm not going to submit to you unless you're paying all my rent. So then maybe we can.
Diana, look. So
if I'm paying half and we're doing everything equal, it's going to be equal. Ain't no submission here, honey.
You just answered your own question there. So the reason you got the answer. You just answered it. But you have to actually do it. So you don't want to do it. You get what I'm saying?
I do. When he earns it. So you have to be that type of guy to bring that out, but whether it be action oriented or not. Because the truth is, the person's going to stay with you based on your actions.
Yeah, Diana. But this is the part where accountability comes in place, because women choose who have sex. You get what I'm saying? So you choose who gets your attention and who's going to get the box. So it's going to come to a point where you have to choose the guy going to be able to put you in your feminine and you could submit to. So you have to choose those masculine go-getter type of guys, right?
Yeah.
And if you chose that, then you'll naturally be in your feminine energy.
Yeah.
That you're talking about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing. So it comes with choice. So I would just say some advice. Choose more masculine guys, or you got to give up a little bit. You got to just say, you know what? He's a good guy. He may not be the 6'4" Chad.
No, I do. They still break my heart.
And he's still, I feel you.
I was. We're
going to get it.
I apologized. So, todo.
Girls, do you have anything to add into that?
Well, I was just going to agree, because I was going to say, want to feel like masculine.
Yes.
And I know I want to feel feminine in a relationship. I don't want to feel like I have to take over all these things and feel like I need to take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take care of you to an extent, but like, I would also like to be taken care of and like protected and all that.
Yeah.
But see, that's the equal exchange that I was talking about.
But Diana,
in order to give, you have
right?
to receive.
Because see what she just explained? She just explained a leader and a follower. And when I asked you that question, do you want a leader? You said, no, I want a person to walk beside me. So when you have that mindset, right, you're naturally disqualifying certain men. Like, you don't even know that you're disqualifying certain men by, like, they're not even going, the men that you want aren't even going to approach you because you don't have that soft, nice, submissive attitude about you. So those leaders, those guys that's assertive, dominant, A-type personality that, are worth something and built themselves up, they're going to say, hey, how are you? They're going to feel the vibes and the attitude like, you're a little too masculine for me. I may have to do too much. All human beings will always take the easier path to success, right? So if a guy that is worth something and built himself up, if he has a choice of a woman that is not compliant and submissive and naturally just feminine, even if she's a little bit more beautiful, he's always going to go with the one that is. He's never going to take the girl that's more masculine. But I would say that. But let's get into another question real quick.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Get in.
So where's like the happy medium? Like, am I supposed to, and I genuinely mean this.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to immediately, like, I match with a guy and immediately everything he says, I'm like, yes, absolutely. I would love that.
Okay, let me.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I'm obviously not in a relationship. I don't know how it works. You seem to know a lot more than I do.
Yeah, I'll give you the breakdown, right? And I'll give you the male equivalent to the female's equivalent of what you need to do to get the person. Since men pursue women, we have to know what they want in us. So we have to become what they want. So he's going to ask you questions. He's going to actively listen to your questions. And then he's going to present himself to be the person of the questions that the answers that you gave to his question. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So guys always are going to put their best foot forward when they're doing things, right? It's the equivalent to a female. So the female, if you know what the man that you wants in you, you all know he wants fun, feminine, fit, submissive, and beauty. Be that. It's simple. Men have to be that in order to get sex, but it seems like women don't want to be that in order to get a relationship. Because like I said, men hold the key to relationships and women hold the key to sex. Men are getting sex. They're getting sex out here, but it seems like a lot of women aren't getting relationships by the man that they truly want. Women can get a relationship. All of you guys you got a sucker on your phone right now that'd be like, yeah, girl, I've been waiting for this moment, but you don't really want him. So in order to get the guy that you truly want, you have to know what that guy wants in you and acquiesce to that. You get what I'm saying? Because men do that all the time to get box. Answers your question a little bit? Yeah. So there's no happy medium. It's figure out what the guy that you wants in you. And it's not hard. Guys are simple. It's literally for all men, fun, feminine, fit, submissive, coachable. I'll give you some game here, right? And I gave it already before in the beginning. Since guys naturally like unexperienced women, right? Just we like to be the portal to that woman's world. So how can we be the portal to your world if you've done everything? So the less is more.
Lie?
If you have men lie, you would have to lie too. If you've already been to Dave and Buster's in Allentown 15 times, I've never been here before. Wow, this is great. He's going to be like, wow, I'm really killing it on this date. You do that to the guy that you really like. But the girls would be like, yeah, I've been here, nigga. This ain't whatever. Yeah, take me somewhere else. Like, you being too masculine. Like, if you want a guy, you have to know what that guy wants in you and be that. Because guys do that all the time. We wake up and we do that. I'm at the gym and I'm like, I know what my girl wants and I got to get bigger. I'm, taking business phone calls. I have to have that hustle mentality because I know what my woman wants. She wants a good life. You feel me? So it's upon me to give her that. If not, then it's like, nigga, you know what I mean? So it's like guys automatically just naturally like know. The guys that's good with females, there's many men that's not good with females, but the ones that are, they know what females want in them, but it seems like females don't really understand or know what the guy that they wants in them. But we'll go on to the next question, and we'll make this one fun. Have you ever cheated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you have.
No.
You don't?
Well,
girls usually don't feel bad. They're like,
I
ain't like that nigga anyway.
Well, when I feel like when girls cheat, it's like on paper they cheat because it's like, oh, we're still together, but mentally they're already out.
Yeah.
That is facts.
Yeah.
No, think about it. Women are more cerebral creatures, and men are more like physical creatures. So, I think that's what my dad told me, who's a man. Okay.
Good father.
Because it's like they're not fucking the person for the personality, like the cheating. I guess that would be like if that's where your level of cheating is. So they're just fucking for like the physical aspect, not for the emotional aspect. Because like they can love you and fuck this other girl and it's whatever.
Girls mentally cheat way before they actually physically cheat. They've already checked out. They've already became unattractive to the current guy that they're with, and a foot is out the door. So you say you cheated before. You wanna,
it was mild. It was nothing too crazy.
Oh, well, elaborate. Let me hear the story.
Oh God. So I was only dating this guy for like a very short time.
Yeah.
And there was another guy that I had been talking to for like on and off for like 5 years at that point. So he was like in my friend group, and like everybody came over. We were all hanging out. We were watching a movie. We were in my room. So like some people were sitting on the bed. Some people were sitting on the floor. Oh, sorry. And basically, yeah. Basically everybody was like, all right, like all the guys got up and they were like, all right, we're leaving, see ya. And he looked at me, I looked at him, and he was like, yeah, I'm not going. I was like, yeah, you're not.
All right, so another question. You had a boyfriend at this time.
But also I want to say that we just slept next to each other.
Yeah, just slept next to each other. But
and you're gonna think I'm lying.
Did you kiss him?
I did not kiss him.
Did he spoon?
We spooned.
You felt the boner. You cheated. Okay, there we go. So, a question for you real quick. Did you already start... So you put yourself in that situation at that house on the bed with that guy. Did you already mentally check out with the current guy?
I think I was halfway there.
Yeah, you were...
Because I had... he was already doing things that were just like weird and odd and unattractive. Like he was weird about how much I ate.
Yeah.
He didn't like me to, he would like make me feel bad about what I was eating. He wouldn't let me eat ice cream sometimes. Like weird stuff. So I was already not really into it.
Do you think that's weird, or do you think that's him looking out for your best interests?
At first, I appreciated it. Actually, that's probably why I stuck with him for so long. Because at first I was like, he's giving me like helpful tips, or he's like wanting me to be healthy.
Yeah.
So he was like, we already ate. I know you're drunk. We get through the McDonald's drive-thru. Why don't you not get a double cheeseburger? Why don't you just get a large fry like you already ate? Which already I'm kind of like, let me do what I want to a certain extent, but I understand his intentions. But the one time I had just had like a procedure done, I was like really, really, really not feeling well. I was also on my period.
Yeah.
And I ate an ice cream bar. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to get another one. And I got it, and I had it on the table in front of me because I was sick. I didn't care. I wanted ice cream. And he literally, I went to grab for it, and he literally like took his hand and covered my mouth in front of people and looked at me, and he was like, no. You're not eating that.
Yeah,
that's when it got a little bit, I was like, okay.
He was extremely strict with it. So remember when I said that guys want friendly, fun, fit, feminine, submissive? That fit is in there too. So the equivalent to a girl, right? If you're with a guy and he's playing video games all day, and he's slacking off and he missed like a couple days of work, you're going to be like, yo, bro, get up off the seat, man, and get to work. Like, we got bills to pay. So you would get on that guy as well if he's slacking off in those categories that you're naturally attracted to, that providing protection and security, right, for him to make money. So you would get on him too. So if a female tends to slack off on, and I'm not saying that you were, but guys will, that's actually a good thing. It shows, that's a sign that shows that, wow, he's investing into me. He actually, let me tell you, he likes me because he wants to keep me attractive.
You could have done it a different way.
No, I'm not saying
Come
it's always a different.
You can't tell
It's always a different way. He was. I mean, grabbing the stuff in the front. That was rude.
Toxic.
That was rude. Like,
and also, I just want to say
he
this.
loved-
I just want to say this. I'm by no means thin, but when I started dating this guy, I was genuinely like fat. Like I was overweight. I looked overweight. And it wasn't like he started dating me and I was like gaining weight throughout the
So
relationship.
you were already.
I was already so heavy.
You were heavier.
And that's why it was even stranger to me because I was like, it's not like
Right,
he started
it's not
dating
like-
me and I was
yeah,
so
and
thin and I
So
started
he got
gaining
with you
weight.
for potential, and girls do that same thing. Girls get with broke guys. You know, it's the equivalent, is what I'm saying. So think about this, right? How many girls date guys that really don't have that much money, but they see some ambition in him? Oh, I think he seems like the type of guy that, you know, he has it in him. But then when you get with him, you're like, this nigga really don't got it in him. And then you're like talking to him in certain ways or giving little cues like, yo, go on Indeed. You know what I mean? Oh, my nigga, you know, get to work. Females want those same qualities, not the same qualities, want providing protection and provisioning, which the only way a guy can do that is from creating resources, having money. And men just naturally want fun, feminine, fit, and submissive. And that fit category goes into what you're describing. So we're not that hard to figure out. It's just that we're opposites and we are attracted to different things. So most people tend to think that attraction is symmetrical, meaning that what I'm attracted in, you're attracted in too. Attraction is asymmetrical when it comes to men and women. What I'm attracted to is the opposite that you're attracted. I want submissive, feminine energy around me all the time. You want masculine, that go-getter, that drive energy around you all the time. So it's just the opposite. And so
We didn't finish.
Oh yeah, cheating. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever cheated before?
Not physically.
Mentally cheated.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Definitely.
I've
Did you
never,
send
like-
any dirty pictures with that
No,
mentally
I've
cheating?
never like flirted with anyone while I was in a relationship. But there are people that are flirting with me, and I never stopped it.
Fire signs you in the DMs, you double tap.
Yeah, like I still entertained it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you mentally cheated. Okay. But you take accountability for that. That's good. What about you, Diana? Have you ever given your toto
Yes.
to another puppy?
Yes.
You did.
I was
Now-
in a relationship with my ex-girlfriend, and she was always pretty verbally abusive, but at this point she was becoming kind of physically abusive. It was getting bad, and I didn't even mean to. It was a guy at work. I've never actually openly admitted this. She still doesn't know. Hopefully she won't watch this, but so our relationship was pretty bad at this
We'll
point.
make sure we get the video to her. No, I'm just playing.
And
So that was a situation where you were with a girl, a woman, and you cheated on her with a guy. Have you ever cheated on another guy with another guy?
No, never.
So once you got one
Yeah.
penis, what's penis in Spanish?
Oh my God, you're putting me on the spot now. It depends on what country you're talking about,
Give me
but in
one.
general,
So I
penne
say-
is just a
Penne?
yeah.
So
yeah,
you-
like penne pasta.
So once you get your pene-
Pinga is what Puerto
Pinga.
Ricans will say.
Got you. So once you with your one pinga, you don't really go through another pinga.
No, I don't need. And I only did. It was the only time I had ever done anything like that, and it really was because I was in an emotionally weird place in my life. And but Matt was the kind of guy that I cooked for him and everything like that. But it's what I said. He brought it out in me. I wanted to.
I got you. Question here for you. Do you think it's worse when a man cheats or when a woman cheats?
Oh, I have.
You go.
No. Let's go with you. Which one? Do you think is worse when a man cheats or with a woman cheats?
I think it's the same. And you're gonna say that you need a yes or no answer, and I
That's okay. You think it's the same? You think it's the same as like you think it's equal? That means it's equivalent.
You feel the same as you would feel.
Not even with the feeling.
no, he wouldn't feel the same,
all of
but-
it. The equivalency. Do you think that a man cheating versus a woman cheating? Do you think that it's equivalent? It's the same. That's what you're saying.
in terms
is
of
cheating.
what?
What do you think?
In terms of like how the other partner's feeling, in terms of
just
why they're
in
doing
general,
it.
like everything is equivalent. The same means equal, and equal means equivalent. So do you think that it's? Because your answer is the same.
I feel like men probably cheat because they want something physical that they're not getting, and women probably cheat because they want something mentally that they're not getting.
So it's not the same then.
No.
Okay. So now, since it's not the same, which one do you think is worse? Do you think it's worse when a man cheats or when a woman cheats?
I think they're equally as bad, but I don't think they're doing it for the same reasons.
So which one? I'll elaborate the question more. Do you think which one hinders the relationship more, when a woman cheats?
I think when a woman cheats.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So when a woman cheats, you think that the relationship is over when she cheats?
I think, yeah, because I think women, I don't know why a lot of women do this, but a lot of women forgive cheating like over and over and over again. I know so many people
You don't know why?
Well, I don't really know why, but
I'll go with you, Ashley. Which?
I think it's worse when a woman cheats because, like we said, if a man cheats, it's mainly just physical.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's in a relationship with you because he actually loves you, and you did love that guy. But there was like still feelings are more involved when the women cheat than when a man cheats.
Okay, that's a very logical answer.
I have basically been told that my value as far as dating is less than because they are younger than me. So
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I say that
you
from
said
a
that.
man.
Yeah, exactly. But that's
I didn't say you.
insulting.
I said
and
from a man's
then
point of view.
on top of that, not every man expects a woman to be submissive. I get that that's what you want because that's what you prefer. Not every man wants a woman to be submissive. That's an archaic idea from like the 1950s. You know, to me anyway. I don't.
I feel you. So like we spoke about before.
And I say all of these things with love. I'm not. Please don't. You know.
No. You rocking. I'll let you rock. You see how you've expressed a lot of passion there. You're looking at yourself on what you want, on who you are, and what you're not going to be, and what you are going to be. Right? That's pretty much what you say.
Yeah.
You are not going to submit to a guy that's not worthy. You are not going to and guys that even are worthy of your submission. You've already said you don't want a leader. You want someone to walk on your side with you.
Yeah, side by side. That I'll say a lot of things about my ex-husband. He was whatever he was at the end.
Let me rock. Right. So look,
sorry.
Just like those things that you want in a man. We had this discussion before, Diana. Those things that you want in a man, you have to understand male nature. You're not going to get those things that you want in a man if you don't operate how that man, you know, in a sense of what that man wants in you. It just doesn't.
But then
happen.
he needs to express what he needs in a person. Because I express to a guy, like girls are very vocal.
Men don't tell the truth because women can't handle the truth. So men tend to like, the thing is with this, right? When a girl doesn't like a guy, she kind of like, we get it. Like guys feel that, you know what I mean? Like we just know off the bat because we don't get pussy. We don't get box. But guys disqualify women quietly. Women disqualify men like loudly. We know. So the way how guys disqualify women is by we keep them in sex category only, and we're never going to tell you the truth about certain things because we know that's going to lead to arguments. We know your emotions can't handle it. We just know it's not gonna, we don't want to open up that can of worms. So in your situation, right? Because I know you're speaking with a lot of passion, and it's because you've had experiences, right? But once you truly just accept, it's like you have to accept that men and women are different, and that men just, and I know you said not all men want a woman that's going to submit to them. I'm telling you, there's not a man out here, a heterosexual male out here that doesn't want a feminine woman that's submitting to him.
I'm sorry, but I disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree.
Well,
that's a very archaic.
Your own,
but you
Diana, look,
don't date straight men.
Reality,
I do.
Diana,
how would you know?
Your own reality tells you that because they're not giving you that commitment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Diana may be leaving. Are you leaving, Diana?
Diana, come on.
I was literally almost crying about this stupid piece of garbage, and now you're basically telling me that it's
Let's
my
talk
own
about it.
fault.
It's all about taking accountability. Let's talk about it. You good?
Getting a chance to explain anything. It's just constantly sitting there saying all these stupid archaic things. My mother has never been a
Submissive woman, and she's been with my father for 46 years, 47.
Times have changed, Diana.
Women need to change in order to keep a man, but you
Men
haven't
need to change
discussed
to get women.
why
They need to work on themselves to get women.
The guys
same way.
need to this guy. You could.
Diana, look. When a guy is courting a woman, it's like a job. He has to put on his best suit. He has to have his best resume. He has to put his best foot forward in order to show that girl a good experience and in order to get box and any type of anything from her attention. It's the same way after the woman gives up her box to that guy that she chose, then it's on her to then show value and apply to his job, put her best foot forward, create her resume, put on her good dress, and provide value outside of sex. You get what I'm saying? Once you give up your box as a woman, it's a coming upon you to give value outside of sex. If you do not give value outside of sex, the man would put you in
It's up to a man
only.
to want to get to know me outside of just fucking me.
That's
you get to know a girl by taking her out places.
It's up
but
to you
these
to
days,
choose those
motherfuckers don't want to
guys.
take a girl out anywhere.
like I said, Diana.
They don't want to
choose-
spend money on you.
You choose
they don't
who
want
you
to
have sex with. Girls, putting your opinions on this. I want them to get some talk time. What do you feel about what we've all just experienced here and the topics and the conversations that we're having? Be, truthful, honest, say whatever you want. Even if you want to say, Cooley, you're an a-hole, or anything you want to say. Go ahead. Start with you.
I think that a lot of the things you're saying make sense to me, even though
Yes.
I don't want them to, because I don't like feeling like I have to act a certain way or do a certain thing for a guy to like me. I wish it wasn't like that, because I feel like the way that women look at it is a little bit, just because of, the way our brains are wired, is a little bit more fair, I guess, or it's not so about looks and about playing a game, whereas men kind of want to play a game in some way, which maybe you can disagree with me, but you're saying about that kind of submission or whatever. But
so it's incumbent upon the man to always know what the woman wants in him, and that's the way he gets the woman, right? Men naturally, in order for a guy to have sex, he has to know what the woman wants in him, so then he could acquiesce to that and give the woman that. But it seems like women don't know it seems like women don't know what the guy that they wants in them, and they don't want to change. So both men are always naturally changing, because if not, niggas ain't getting box. So we always have to change.
I think that men are just, honestly, most men are pieces of garbage, because I've been that submissive woman. I've been that
Diana.
kind of person. I've been all of that to people, and they still leave. Not one fucking person in my life has ever actually treated me with any kind of respect. And so for me to come here on a day when another guy decided again that I'm not enough, and to hear that, well, you're not enough because you're too old, and you're not enough because you don't, you're not June Cleaver, you're not enough. That's the message
That's not
that
what
has
I
been,
said, though.
but that's what you're saying.
No. I've always said, Diana, you're 46 years old. You are what you are. You could still get, you was talking when the cameras was off, how you got tons of options. You got this person hit you up.
I know, but I wanted that. Once I decide that you're the one that I want, why is it that
Diana,
as soon as you decide that's when they're like, oh, I gotta bounce.
Sorry about that. Had something in my throat.
That was gross.
That was gross. So, Diana.
Sorry.
I know the vibe changed from us.
Vibe switch.
Sorry. So, Diana, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the guy that you wanted, right? A guy that you're attracted to, at least, right?
Yeah.
A vibe. You're like, all right, it's going good. But you still didn't acquiesce to what he wants in you. And you said that, and you know it. You said it.
I don't know.
Feminine and submissive. And you didn't
I
do
think
it.
he likes to say that, because the whole thing was that he likes a woman that's built like me, that's got that assertive kind
Obviously,
of
he's
mentality.
attracted to you physically and stuff like that.
And he liked the mental, we were talking and everything like that, and it was great,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
And
want
then-
to keep going
and-
back in circles. Let me give, because you said you had some questions. Do you want to ask your questions?
I don't know where my phone is here. Sorry.
I'll let you get to your
I
question.
feel like I may have already asked it in some kind of a way.
Yeah.
But like if guys are only looking for this, not only looking for the sex, but if that's their main goal, right? Sex is their main goal. But obviously
That's like the baseline. Yeah.
we
like,
know, but the other thing is that you can't give them sex too soon, right?
That's where the game comes in.
So then what is the
ain't
right
playing no game.
what is the right answer here?
So here it is,
Because
right?
we both want a bone, right?
Here it is,
the
right?
answer is I don't
So-
give a fuck.
There are, yeah, look. So
I'm just sorry.
you want to say that louder, Ashley?
What
I don't want to expose her. No, you can say it.
Go ahead,
No,
say
just
it.
say who cares.
She looked
Yeah.
at me, she goes, well, aren't you going somewhere tonight?
You got options.
Keeping her out.
You got options. Okay. So I'll give you an answer. I have a daughter. So these are things that I think about, actively think about, because it's the chase is what you're talking about, right? How can you keep a guy interested without giving up sex so soon? Because guys, if they want box, they're going to pursue that. That's pretty much what you're asking, right? Okay. So it's incumbent upon the woman to understand what the guy wants. You could sleep with a guy the first night, and once you sleep with him, you have to add value outside of sex, right? Or he will keep you in that sex category zone only. Not only that, you have to know that he doesn't actually is just going to put you in that recreational use only category anyway. So that means that you got to choose the right guy. Feel what I'm saying? You also got to choose the guy that you know that you're going to be attracted to long term. Because some females, and the males too, we tend to be attracted to we tend to be attracted to toxic traits, red flags. Yeah. We excuse all the red flags because he's driving a nice vehicle and he got a nice smile. Guys, we choose to dismiss all the red flags when she got a small waist and a fat booty, but she got a crazy attitude. So it's incumbent upon you to choose the right guy. And after you choose him, just know that if you have sex, you don't have to make him wait a long time. But once you have sex with him, add value to that man in other ways. And the ways you add value to that man in other ways is by making his life easier. It could be something simple as, he has a business and he needs his papers filed, or no, actually, it could be that, or it could be something very simple. After y'all have sex, make his bed. He come like, damn, I done smashed like 10 girls this month and none of them made the bed, but she made the bed. Wow. Okay. Your level just increased. Your value to him just increased. Cooking or doing the small things. Guys like girls that's sincere and courteous and caring. Most guys, when they meet girls, they're a liability instead of an asset. So after you give up sex, if you could be an asset to that guy, you'll keep him around. So that's some game to you. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I would say, relationships last when girls have sex the first time. It definitely lasts. Yeah. But in most scenarios, it doesn't last is because the girl doesn't add value after sex. Any other question? Oh, Ashley, you had something.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to pick up on that.
Sure.
So what if they already decided like he just decides he wants to just fuck? Is there even a point in putting in that effort? Are we trying to change his mind on that? Or like, did he already decide on
Well,
that?
that's the thing, right?
Why would you
So-
change a guy's mind? You are worthy and valuable in and of yourself. You should never, ever have to change your pattern for a guy who's not even anything of yours.
Yeah,
I don't
You
think
are
of it as, like,
valuable.
asked
You
the
are
question
worthy
to
to be
me.
chased.
I don't think it.
Yeah,
I guess
all
like
guys chase girls.
changing his mind. It's like I'm not changing myself. I'm like giving him a different perspective of myself. Like, hey, like we don't have to just fuck. Like we can be in a relationship. Like I can put in this effort.
Yeah. So ask that question again because she butted in. I'm sorry.
So, how can I change his perspective? Is there even a
If he already put you in a sex category only,
yeah? Like,
yes.
Does it even matter to like?
no. It's going to
Okay.
be very hard. So if a dude put you on recreational use only, because you got to think about it. Dudes will hit a 2 if the night is dry. They'll put in mad game if, to hit this girl that they're not really attracted to because it's physical. So they'll make you think like, oh, you're special, but really not. You're in sex category only. So it's on you to court that guy, just like he's courting you and asking you questions. It's incumbent upon you to ask those probing questions too, to see what he's really about and really listen to what he's saying. Like if a guy is coming on and he's talking about sex within the first couple days of y'all talking, not even that. Sometimes it even's faster in the first couple messages or the second day. He already has you in that sex category only, so you're not going to elevate to any other type of commitment or wifey. So those guys, you got to know, okay, what she does, put them into the department of this nigga just wants sex, so I'll circle back to him, but I'll go to the guys that's giving me more of the attention that I'm looking for. But you have to be interested as well to keep those guys that you want. Girls just think that you could just be whatever and, not really be charismatic back, not really ask him questions, not really give him compliments. Like, guys want that too. Like, I mean, we don't really care about it, but if you did it to a guy, that will make him feel good. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, men barely get compliments. So imagine if you're playing the game and you're giving him the nice gestures back too. You'll keep him on a wheel. That doesn't mean that he ain't smashing other girls. If he ain't smashed you yet, he's probably is getting some other box, especially if he's attractive and good looking. But yeah, to answer your question, if his mind is set, there's really no changing it. Just choose another dude. And how do you know if his mind is set? Ask certain questions. Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you, ladies. I'll start it with you. Last questions or your thoughts on the podcast.
I had a lot of fun.
Have fun.
Yeah,
Good.
it was a good time. Yeah.
Nice. You had fun. How about you, Ashley?
Nothing to add. I had fun.
Have fun. Cool. Diana, anything you want to add? You want to call me some other shaming words or anything?
No, you were insulted.
I didn't insult you. This
And
podcast is called No Fugazi for a reason. It's because I want to give the hardcore, uncomfortable truths about dating and relationships. I've never insulted you directly. I only spoke in general about.
But
older
when you're
women,
talking
younger women,
about a certain
values and
group
stuff
of
like that.
people
That
of
fit the
which
description?
I fall under that category, I feel insulted.
Any questions for me or anything?
So yeah, no.
Did you have fun?
I
today?
did. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Would you want to come back on and we could speak
Yeah.
more?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll bring my
I think it was.
See, ladies and gentlemen, we
Yeah,
good.
it really was just what happened today, dude.
It was-
like
it
it
was
was
just
just
what happened
bad. Yeah.
Okay. We'll wrap this podcast up. Yo, I think we had an amazing show. Thanks, Shay. Thanks, ladies. And that's No Fugazi. We out.